Let's talk about the D word, debt. It affects everyone. While it's often seen as something to avoid, not all debt is created equal. In fact, could you believe that some debt can even be used as a tool to help you achieve your financial goals? To break all this information down for us, we have Adam Young, a friend of Daybreak and area manager with Everwise. Adam, we always love it when you stop by because, again, helpful tools to help us reach our financial goals. You always bring a toolbox for us.
Well, I always appreciate being here with you, Jeremy.
So let's dig into it today. Is there such a thing as good debt? That's hard to believe.
You know, people say there's good debt and bad debt. I would like to say that there's better debt. There's certain things that maybe somebody takes a loan, because at the end of the day, debt is a loan. And so you're borrowing money to pay it back with interest. And so not all debt is created equal. For example, on your mortgage, you're going to have maybe a fixed rate debt that's spread over a 30-year period. And so it really is good because you're also meeting a need. And we talk a lot about that when we talk about finances.
True.
You're meeting a need of your housing, and you're buying something that appreciates over time. And so I would say that, you know, when you're really analyzing good debt or bad debt, there's really a better debt.
Now, I've heard people say this in the past, right? It's not debt if it's good debt. It's an investment. So help us figure out some examples that might fit into that.
As an example, I'll go back to the housing. I mean, at the end of the day, when you take a loan out with a financial institution, you're going to get a 30-year payment that really helps in your cash flow for that particular month, but you're buying something that's going to be appreciating over time. Housing specifically is something that it falls within those need categories because you're meeting, you have somewhere to stay, but you have an appreciating asset. So that house over time is most likely going to go up as long as it's maintained and you take care of it. And as you're driving down that debt, you create what's recognized as equity. And it's something that you can really leverage to talk about some other potential debt in the future with like maybe a home equity line of credit or a second mortgage to help in restructuring your debt down the line.
Makes sense. Okay.
So that's where you probably hear it's more of an investment debt.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks for clarifying there. Now, we've always got offers to open up new lines of credit or get other financial offers to open maybe a new loan. What should we be looking out for as we receive these new offers, maybe looking to do some things in our financial life?
I would put like a loan such as a credit card or a personal loan where you're literally just using your signature as kind of the guarantee to that loan in kind of the bad debt setup, unless you're going to be paying it off every single month. The reason I put it in a bad debt scenario is because it's going to come with a much larger interest rate, so it doesn't really help you make gains, and you're not attacking that debt with something that is appreciating over time, like the house, or even a collateralized item like a car. Okay. You just don't have anything that's backing it that you could potentially sell in the future.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of why I would put a credit card or a personal line of credit in kind of more of the bad debt category.
Gotcha. Okay, so we've talked home mortgages, we've talked lines of credit, credit cards, HELOCs. Where do we structure all of these things?
I would say the best way to structure your debt always going to be revolving around your cash flow. Something that I say on this show often is you got to know where you are to know where you're going, and that's literally knowing where every dollar that you have coming in each month is going. So when you're looking at potentially taking out on any type of new debt, you want to say, does this factor into my cash flow budget or my budget to make sure that I have enough money to pay for it over time? And am I buying something that's particularly going to be appreciating itself over time? So that's something to consider in structure, but at the end of the day, if you can consolidate your debt into one lump sum where you're having one maybe payment a month or a couple payments a month, that typically works best for most people when they're on their financial journey.
Okay, let's recap a couple of those things. We have a great graphic there that breaks down everything you pretty much just talked about, debt management advice here. So prioritizing paying off high interest. Of course, consider consolidating your debt into a single loan and making sure you set up automatic payments, have a payment plan. All of those things are very helpful to, of course, achieve your financial goals.
That's right.
Adam, we appreciate you stopping by as always, my friend.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Everything we talked about will be on the website, wishtv.com.